Welcome, and today we're going to be going over Lab 19, implementing firewall rules, and we're going to be learning how to configure firewall rules and how to block communications with firewall rules. So let's get started. So we're going to harden the system by setting a firewall rule in this part of the lab. So we're going to go ahead and go click on PC10. You can either use the you can click on DC10 and then navigate over, or you could use the quick link to bring you over to PC10. Then we're going to press Control-Alt-Delete. We're going to log in as Jamie. All we really need to do is put the password in for this account. And then we're going to test the IP connectivity between PC10 and DC10. So we're going to ping DC10 from PC10. So what we need to do is, let's expand these hints for guidance if you're not familiar how to do this. The first thing that we're going to do is click on the search type, the magnifying glass. We're going to type CMD. And we are going to click on command prompt. And then we're going to ping DC10. And hit enter. And as you can see, we're getting communication from PC10. We can see PC10's IP address, which is 10.1.16.1. And we can check off steps 1 and 2 right now. Now we want to connect to DC10. And so what we are going to do is, you can use the quick link, or you can go up here and change over to DC10. Use the quick link. And in this, we're going to log in as the administrator for Structurality, and we're going to put our password in using the type text, and we've logged in. We can check off step 3. So now we are going to minimize Server Manager if it appears. So let's go ahead and minimize it. That's step 4. And then we want to test ICMP connectivity between DC10 and PC10 using the command prompt. And again, if you're not familiar, we're going to use the hint for guidance. You can click the magnifying glass. You can type CMD or click the type text. And then we are going to type ping and space PC10. You can use the type text for this. So as you can see here, we're seeing request timeout. So this means that we are not able, ICMP echo requests are being blocked by the firewall rules. So let's go on to step 6 and set the inbound rules for file and print sharing echo requests ICMP v4 in, and file and print sharing echo request dash ICMP version 6 in, and we're going to use Windows Defender to block this. Let's go ahead and expand the hint for guidance if you're looking on what to do here. So you can go ahead and click on the magnifying glass, type firewall, and Windows Defender is going to come up. We are going to select Advanced Settings right here. Step 6B. And in step 6C, we're going to select Inbound Rules. And we're going to look down the list for file and print sharing echo request dash ICMP v4 dash in. So you may need to expand this column right here. If you hover over it, it'll give you a way to expand it. And we see a bunch of things, so let's make sure we're looking at file and print sharing. So there's the F's right here. So let's take a look. File and print sharing echo request ICMP v4 in. This is what we want to do. Click on it, right click on it, and we're going to go to properties. We are on step 6E, and we're now going to step 6F. So on the file and print sharing ICMP echo request property windows, we want to say block connection. And the way you do that is by going down to where it says action here and going ahead and clicking on block action. And then we're going to select OK. As you can see, it's blocked. Now we're going to look for our ICMP version 6 in for file and print sharing, which is right underneath version 4. And we're going to right click on it also. Go to properties and block the connection. Click OK. So what did we just do in this lab? Right now, we just on step 6F, you've blocked a ping request for IPv4 ping request, what we call ICMP echoes. And we've done this so that we can prevent people from finding the IP address of our servers if they know the name of it. We also did the same thing for if we tried to ping using IPv6, which you can do. So we block both requests. So now, once we close this, and we are on step I, and we can go to step 7 and go to PC10 to test our firewall rules. So I've already logged in, and you may already be also logged in, so you can go skip step 7. If you're not on PC 10 and you get a Control-Alt-Delete, if you get a lock screen, go ahead and hit Control-Alt-Delete. If you need to sign in as Jamie again, the username and password here are in step 7. So what we're going to do in step 8 is to test the ICMP connectivity between PC10 and DC10. And what should happen is that this communication that we saw in our beginning steps should be blocked. So let's test it out. So the first thing that we're going to do, and if you had closed this window, you can go on to step 8 and expand the hints for guidance. It'll open up the tell you how to open the command prompt. You can go to the icon here, click on it, and then type in, right here, CMD to pull the command prompt window open. Okay, I'm not going to click on it, but once you click on it, you can go ahead to the next part, which is 8B, and that is to ping DC10. So let's do that. And what we should see again is what we are seeing here. PC10 is not able to ping DC10. It is being blocked by the firewall rules. So check off step 8. And then now we have a little bit of we have some questions here. What aspect of a firewall rule manipulation within Windows Defender is most effective at stopping unwanted communication? Give you a second to answer that. And it should be defining a deny rule, which is what we just did. We don't want PC10 to ping DC10. And that's what we just did in blocking it. Hit score, and you should be finished with this part of the lab, and you can go ahead and check your work. Now let's go on to the next step, configuring Windows Defender firewall rules to manage share folder access. So we're already connected to PC10. We do not need to log in unless you have to. Go right ahead. And then we are going to click the type text to see share files. Let's expand the hints for guidance. And so what you want to do is go ahead and we are going to click on File Explorer right here, or you could use the type here to search, or the magnifying glass, and then use the quick text to type File Explorer and click on that. What we want to do is right click on lab files and go to properties. We are on step 2B of the second part of the lab. On lab files property window, we want to click on the sharing tab and then click on advanced sharing. And then we want to select the share this folder box right here, and we want to click OK. On this lab files property window, you can close it. Now we are done with step 2. You can go on to step 3. You can use the quick link to go to DC10. And now we're back to DC10. We're already signed in as administrator. You can see it here. And now what we want to do is attempt to access the lab file share from PC10. So let's go ahead. We're on step 4. Let's expand the hints for guidance. And let's go ahead and click on File Explorer. Now that we've clicked on File Explorer, we want to type in the address here in the quick access bar. And we could erase that and then click the quick type text. And we want to hit enter. And then we want to click on the double click on the lab file share. And then we see everything in that lab file share. You have a question here, so let's take a little time to answer this. Okay, so it is these folders are sorted alphabetically. So what is the name of the first folder alphabetically in the labs file share? So it is contains dash nothing. And you can go ahead and score, and that is, you successfully completed this. So let's close any open window of the lab file share. And now we want to go back. You can check off step 5. Make sure you checked off your previous steps. We're going to go back to PC10. And if we need to log back in, do so with the account Jamie and the password that is here. We can close step 6. We want to disable file and printer sharing using Windows Defender Firewall. So let's expand the hint for guidance here. And we're going to click on the type text, the magnifying glass, sorry. And we're going to type Firewall to pull up Windows Defender Firewall. Again, we're going to go into advanced settings as we did on DC10 previously. I am on step 7B, going on to step 7C. And then we want to select inbound rules. And we want to look at file and print sharing. And we're looking for SMB-in, which SMB stands for server message block. This is how we, it's a protocol that governs access to files and whole directories, as well as other network resources like printers, routers, interfaces to the network. So let's go ahead and scroll down. We're looking for file and print sharing, and there it is. And we have a private, you can see here if you expand under profile, there's SMB, private and public column. So we want to right click on this one, go to properties, and we want to click on block this connection. and apply. And OK. You don't have to hit apply. You can just hit OK. I am on step 7F. Now I'm going to be on step 7G. And we're going to block the next one, which is file and print sharing, SMB-in, and domain. We're going to block both of these. Go to right click, go to properties, and we're going to block this connection. And then we're going to click OK. And then we can close these windows. You're done. So you're done with step 7. Check that off. Go to step 8. We're going to go back to DC10. And now that we're on DC10, if you need to log back in, I'm already logged back in. We're going to attempt to access the lab files again from PC10. You can expand the hints for guidance. I am going to click on the icon here in the taskbar, and I'm going to go to pull up File Explorer, and then I'm going to erase the quick access, and then either you can type in / PC10 or use the type text here to do so, and then you're going to hit enter. Now, it is going to take a minute or two. I'm going to go back while it's doing this. I'm going to check off step 8. And I am going to wait to see if I get a network error message. And you can see the cursor is spinning, so I'm going to wait for it not to stop. And as you can see, Windows cannot access / PC10. So what this means is that we blocked it effectively with Windows Defender. So now if anybody were to try to access PC10's lab file share, they will not be able to do so with these firewall rules. We've put a block in. We can check off steps 9 and step 10. We want to click cancel on the error message. Go ahead and close this. You can check your work, and you can go on to the comprehensive questions. Thank you.